Good Tuesday morning to you. Well, I'm going to start working on this tube tester cabinet here, case. The wood is dry, glue is dry I should say, and I'm going to Bondo this. And the way this is cut here, I'm going to just Bondo it right up to that, but I'm not going to get real fussy with it. But as you can see, nothing's peeling here, so I just Bondo it all the way around, and where it is peeling, like here, I'll just feather it in through here. This will give me a base to put the Bondo onto. Okay. I want to mention something. One of my viewers in the last two videos made a comment which is, I understand what he was saying, that you should remove these and soak them in white vinegar or something like that, take the rust off. By all means, I agree 100%. But the point is, and I don't think a lot of these people realize, these are not screwed in, these are riveted in. And what's going to happen is you stick a screwdriver in here to try to take that off. What's going to happen is you're going to rip this fabric, you're going to rip the wood, half the wood's going to be ripped out. Trying to get this out because these are not screws. You can't see it from the other side because it's got this trim on here. But I, in the past, have done that, taken out, and I tear off half the damn wood because I want to explain something that you may not know. Okay. What you have on most, maybe not all, but most of these type of cases where the latches and the hinge mounts and so on are mounted, they use, all right, here is the plywood, okay? This is the edge view of the plywood cabinet. This is the latch. I'm just drawing it like that, okay? That's the latch. This is the part that lifts up. I'm just showing you one of these. Right here, okay? As an example, okay? All right, so what you got is a rivet here, and you've got a rivet here, okay? On the other side of the wood, where you don't really see it, it's compressed in, it's flared out and flat. So as you're looking at the inside, if it wasn't for this trim here, where am I on the camera here? All right, as you're looking at the back side of this, you can't see this here because you got this piece of black trim here that holds the tube tester in. Okay, but if you didn't have that in there, on the back of that, you would have two wings coming out like this. And there's your rivet. They're spread out like that. There's either two or there's four. They're spread out. Okay, probably 3/8 of an inch to a 1/2 inch maybe. So what happens is when you try to pull this out, you're going to rip half the damn wood out to a point where you got an enormous hole here that no screw will hold. And you have to do is take wood filler and fill the hole in. If these were screwed in with wood screws, there'd be no problem. Even if the holes were a little larger, I can put wood filler in there and then put the screws in. But these are rivets, so I want to make that point clear. I cannot remove these without destroying the case, let alone the material here. So I wanted to make that point. You know, because I've answered this comment twice already. I've been the same viewer. Maybe, see, I don't always get to read my comments. I'm very, very busy. And I don't get in till the evening and answer the comments. So whatever comments are on my video, if they're not approved, they don't show up. So that person may ask again in the next video. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that I don't get a chance to until the evening time. That's when I do all my answering of comments, once in a great while during the day if the weather's bad. If the weather's good, I'm outside doing something or in the shop doing something. Okay, now that I got that point across, you know, I have to explain things because maybe not everybody knows, you know. Believe me, if I can get these things off and I do them properly. I actually overlooked these. So I'm going to mask them off now before doing the Bondo. I'm going to mask them off, clean them up and prep them, but I won't paint them right away because there's going to be a lot of sanding when I'm doing this part here. So I just want to get that started now. So what I want to do is to mask this off. Another of my viewers said, you know that they have wire wheels that you can put on drills. I'm very well aware of that. I've done it on body work on the van. But when I mask this off, that masking tape will get all chewed up and this will all get gouged up. You can't use a wire wheel on this type of work and still do it with masking tape around, because the tape will never stand up to a wire wheel. It'll just eat it all up. So these have got to be done by hand. Okay, make sure I'm still recording. Okay, all right, so we're going to mask this off now so that I can sand and wire brush this part.
We don't need to use a lot of tape here. We can use little small pieces. Now, you try to use a wire wheel on that, and you'll tear this all to hell. You know, a wire wheel on a drill. There's no way you can do that. And that's why I do things the way I do, because it's easier said than done, unless you're actually here and seeing the project in front of you. We'll use that on the side here, it's a little too short. Okay. These came out really good. The paint is nice and dry and hard. It looks pretty good, considering even the one that was badly rusted. I mean, yeah, they're not smooth. They're, you know, rough looking. You know, remember, I'm not a cabinet maker. I'm not a guy that's going to, and I cut that too short again. Can't talk and chew gum at the same time. You know, there are guys out there that are probably going to say, Jesus, it's a half-assed way to work. But I do it, not only the way I know how, but I do it the most safest way. Otherwise, I got a 5-minute job will turn out to be an all-day or all-week job. Now, there are some guys out there that would do all these things, let these things soak for a week in stuff like evapor rust and things like that. I don't want to deal with that. I want to get the job done. I know. Half-ass. I can hear you now. These are not badly rusted. But for some reason, I totally forgot about these. They're right there in plain sight. I totally forgot about it. They're not that bad. I think a little paint will take care of them quite nice. After all, this is not a museum piece. It's not going to be on display at the Smithsonian Institute. Let's get a little piece of sandpaper here. I may paint the entire case a different shade. I'll probably do. Because you're never going to match this color. I'm not even going to try. I want to get something close. You know, I can even paint it black. You know, that's what a lot of these tube tester cases were, is black. I don't have black. I have latex black. That would be fine for this material. As a matter of fact, preferred for this. But on metal, you want to use oil-based. I think we're going to... My videos are getting too long with this tedious work here, so we'll come back when I get that cleaned up.
Okay, I got it all sanded down, wiped down. All I got to do is clean it with a rag with paint thinner, but I won't do that yet till I get my sanding, my Bondo and my sanding done. So we're going to start getting the Bondo out and getting ready for that. I got the Bondo ready. You know, I'm having a hard time hardener. I go through a lot of hardener. You always got lots of Bondo, but you never have enough hardener. Never have enough. It's about the only tube I got. Well, I got one here also, but a lot of times these are... They don't give you enough. They give you a tiny tube for one can. It's just not enough. And I don't even know if there's anything in this one. Now what I'm going to do is I got this taped up. I'm not sure if I'm even in camera here. And I got these paint sticks handles from the 1-inch foam brushes. I always save the sticks because they make good mixing sticks for mixing the Bondo here. So we're going to get started on that. Well, I just looked in my bodywork cardboard box here, and this is all I've got of hardener. And this one I can't seem to get anything out of. And I'm out of luck if I don't have anything in this one. I don't want to squeeze it out because I don't want to lose any. So I guess I can try a little bit here. If there's nothing in here, I'm out of luck. Yeah, I can see some in there. Alright, so let's get this Bondo This is the lightweight Bondo, of course. It's all I need for this type of work. What we're going to do is mix up a small amount. And I already kneaded the tube. Or did I grab the other tube that's got nothing in it? Been a while since I did body work. The 90 Ford van needs some more body work, and another spot is coming out on it where I had put sheet metal. Going to take a couple coats, of course. Or more, actually. You don't try to do it in one application. This is how come my hands get so messy. keep it from going into the wrong places here. This is only the first coat. So we'll mix up some more Bondo.
Alright, mix up another batch here. Somebody's driving in. Alright, this is the other tube, yeah. Damn. This is the biggest problem I have. Getting enough hardener. I hate to start a job and then run out of hardener, and I'd be in big trouble. It's a small job. I think I might have put a little too much in there. I gotta contaminate the stick now. It's hard to judge the hardener because I usually put more in because sometimes, you know, it don't set up at all. In the warmer weather, it sets up faster. Try to get it all off the round stick here. Of course, you got to work faster when you put more hardener in it, as you probably well know.
Alright, it's digital zoom, but this is only the second coat. So we got some building up to do here and here. We're going to mix up smaller amounts now and less hardener because it's hardening up a little too quick for me. And we're going to use a smaller spreader. I can probably use this one for up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top only, and then I'll work on this. If I have any left over, I'll put it here. So we'll concentrate on getting this level, and then we'll do this one. And we'll lay it down the other way when I do that. Well, I put a little too much hardener in this one. It's getting awful warm today. Getting near 80, and I hate that. I can never find my my rasps. I never can find them. I'm always losing them. And I got a head from one of the small ones. This is the third coat.
It's very hard to put it on there without spreading it and getting it up underneath where I pull back the fabric as much as I could. It's very, very difficult to keep it out of those areas. And once it gets in there, then I got to peel back more of this in order to get into it. And I probably will end up doing, I got a piece of masking tape in here now, holding this back. I don't want to tear it. This is why I don't do cabinet work. I'm not good at precise things like that. I got about an 1/8 inch depression here. But I got to mix up smaller amounts. I have a bad habit of mixing up too much at one time.
All right, here we got a low spot right in there to about here and about here. So about this area here we got to fill in. I'm still working on this part here, and then we'll turn this over and we'll do in here. This is going to be a little hard to get around this bad foot here, but so you got some fabric in here. I may have to cut some of that out with a razor blade, and same with here. Like I say, it's not going to get perfect. It's not going to become a perfect job. And so I'm going to paint the whole damn thing. I mean, you know, it's going to be noticeable. It's not coming out as good as I would hope to, but I'm not a body man. I never was. And that's a lot of reasons why I didn't put any bodywork videos up on YouTube because I got too much criticism from the so-called professionals. I don't claim to be a professional. If I was, I'd be fired years ago. So we're gonna mix a little bit of Bondo and just do this area here. I want to get this area built up level, and then it can come out more this way. That's okay, because when I work on this, I'll just rasp that off. And the longer you wait, the harder it is to rasp this off. You know, it becomes like steel after a while. You know, it's very hard to work. Okay. Well, a lot of this I did off camera. I can't get it any better than that. It's as close as I can tell. There's a little tiny depression there. I can feel it, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just sand that. Got to wait a few more minutes. Then I can start on this. I've been working on this thing for about an hour, just this part here. You can see why I don't like body work. Alright, I just put a coat on this other side here now. I got this side as smooth as I can get it and as level as I can get it. It's going to be a little hard getting around here, but I can do it, I guess. And then what I'll do is I'll just sand it all, feather it out as much as I can, and paint the whole cabinet. That's all. Alright, we're sand blocking this.
It's getting there. Never going to be smooth. It's going to have little lines in it and everything. I never can get it smooth, glass smooth. And it's high up here compared to this. So we're going to have to sand more of that. And, you know, the action of sanding is going to destroy some of this. That's why I say paint the whole damn thing, and that's the easiest way. It's just the only real way you can fix this. If you patched it in with wood, you'd use wood filler. You'd still have to sand it and feather it into this material here. So you have two options. You either do it the way I'm doing it, or you put in wood filler. But either way, you're either going to have, like I say, two options. You're either going to paint the whole damn thing, or take all this covering off and recover it.
Alright, I feathered it in by hand here, so that I'm not rubbing on this. So I got this down, not going to get it perfect here. But the more I do that, the more I have to keep cutting back on the covering here. The more I roughen this up there, the more it peels back. And by and by I'll be taking all of it off, and I don't want to do that. So we're just feathering it in as best I can. I mean, I can feel a little height there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not a professional. But in here, I got to build this up yet, because I got about a 1/16 of an inch or so. So I got to build this up. And what I've been doing is, when I get it up against this foot here, I just take my razor blade and go around. I use a single edge razor blade for just about everything. And go around like that, and then just, you know, very gently pick the Bondo up off of the rubber while it is not fully cured, and it comes off easier. So I'm going to mix some more Bondo up and go around here to level this up, because I got a little bit of height problem here, and I'm going to take care of that. This is pretty flush here. It's almost a square corner. And then we'll glue all this down. This is very smooth right to the wood on the side here. So I'll glue this down, and if it don't look right, I'll cut it on an angle. Whatever. Glue it down good. Make sure it's all the edges and corners are glued. And then I'll paint it. Okay, I am sanding with very fine sandpaper now. 320. The best I can do. Pretty smooth. But you're going to see little lines and imperfections, but you're just not going to get it any better than that. The paint will cover a lot of that up. I'm not worried about getting the texture the same, you know, like this. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to paint the whole damn thing anyway. Just want to get the edges. You got to be very careful because the sand too much, then the stuff starts coming up. I had to pull some off of here because there was a fold over area from here down to about here, and the more I sanded, this one got torn and I had to pull it off. So now I got to take and put this back over. And what I think I'll do, instead of having all this here, I think just take a razor blade and just cut this right off on an angle. You know, blend it up into here. See, I got to glue. I don't know if you can. I don't even know if I'm in camera. Glue this down and glue this over it, and just get a straight edge and just cut this. All right, here's what I did. I took a straight edge, metal straight edge, and a brand new sharp single edge razor blade, and cut it right down straight on an angle like that. Used carpenter's wood glue and glued down. I had to reach under about a 1/4 inch because the rest was all glued down good, and just get some glue underneath there. So instead of having this raggedy edge here, which would be more noticeable, this would look better, I think. And I smoothed these edges out over here, and I smoothed this out so it's basically straight. Running my finger on this, it's pretty clean and pretty smooth. So we're going to let that set up, although it's drying pretty good now. Just make sure nothing comes up on it. And we'll go over the whole cabinet, and any edges that are up in the air, we'll get a little glue, let that dry, and I'll lightly, I don't even have to sand this probably, but I can lightly sand it with some 320 grit. Like this is a little rough, I just take a little glue and just put it on there, take a razor blade, cut this little string off here, and then I can get to work on this here, because I got to paint these first, and then I can do the whole cover. But you couldn't get all this black off from that fungus and everything that was on there. So I got to find a color paint that, I'm not going to try to match this. I don't care about that. I could paint this most any color. I don't have black. I think I have black latex, which is fine for this. It's just that I didn't want it on the metal. So, all right. So we'll let that sit up there. I'll come back on this video when I get the rest of the gluing done, and this is staying down really nice. So this is just about ready to be painted. Well, as you can see, that's all set to go. Now, I don't know, are we in camera here? Yeah, I think that's there. Okay. I'm ready to paint this now. Okay, I only got these 2 inches, so I'm just using this. I can't see wasting a disposable 1-inch paintbrush. I can use this, and I can clean this out with the paint thinner very easily.
So, this paint dried up really good. So I'm very pleased with the way where it came out. It came out really good. We don't even need to go into the paint can. We go right here. And I don't have my magnifying glass out here. I think I can see okay. I hope. I don't want to get it on the handle. but I probably will anyways. I don't feel like getting the magnifying glass. It's in the shed. Do 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 do. Da 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 dee do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Yep. It don't look too bad. It looks better than the way I found it. You gotta admit that. I may not be doing a professional job, but if you had a tube tester that looked like this when they first got it versus how it's starting to look now, I bet you'd prefer the way it looks now.
Okay, my memory card is almost full in my ZE1. This one here I don't have a very big card in. I'm going to paint this black. It's the only paint I have. It's latex. It's the same paint that I used on the Radio City Products 308 tube tester. So I'm going to paint this whole thing black. This is this diamond head paint that was given to me by Bob because he didn't need it. It was like half full. I'm going to paint that, but I'm going to just show you the after. I'm not going to go doing the painting video now because I'm going to be out of time here. I'll come back on this video when this is all painted. Okay, I've got less than a minute to record before the memory card gets full here. This is only the first coat. As you can see here, this is where I cut it with the razor blade straight on. You can notice it, but you really have to look. I would much rather have painted this in gray, but the only paint I've got is what I used on the hinges. This is water-based, this is latex, but it's a good latex, but I wouldn't use it on metal. And this is the same paint I used on my Radio City Products 308 tube tester. So this thing is pretty good. I don't want to move it around too much. Now I'm going to put a second coat on it. I won't do that today, and the cover has to be fixed up at the corners with the glue, and then I'll paint that, but that won't be done today. So before we run out of memory completely here on the camera, this concludes the Bondo and painting